leave. I cheat on the river with Judas. Tearing down the barrel of this gun. Yes, he shot me down. I died and someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. Pounce on that shit, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance.
Hola, people. All right, y'all, what's up? So, we're back. I'm going to read a little bit of day 4 trial today with Megan and Milagro. We got a lot to discuss. Tomorrow, I will do The Love is Blind. Cabrera, I think that's how you say her name, and Edmund from Love is Blind tomorrow. I'm gonna read a little bit of what. Shout out to Armand for being there because we need this tea, honey. We would never have it. So he basically said, now y'all know they in trial and everything. So he said that Milagros' former moderator and friend King Neor testified that Milagro Cooper would have her people dox and look up addresses on YouTubers. And those YouTubers, I'm glad Armand was there to hear this, honey, was Armand Wiggins, Tasha K, and Storm Monroe. Megan just wrapped up her testimony. Unless Milagros' team can pull a miracle during the cross-examination, Milagro is cooked, y'all. He said Megan threw light shade at Joe Budden when asked why she didn't have the same smoke for him as she has for Milagro. She says Joe Budden was a famous rapper with one of the biggest songs ever, and that was a podcaster and only had 1 million followers. But he is already established, and Milagro is building fame off the Megan hate. So, I gotta wait. I gotta laugh it. I gotta stop laughing, y'all. I gotta stop laughing. That was funny. I'm sorry. I like Joe Budden, but that was a little funny. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna lie either. Didn't it say Megan testified that Milagro had her to a point where she didn't even care about being alive? Megan says Milagro and Academics are both two people who have been talking to her for Tory Lanez. Megan testified that Milagro is a stalker. Milagro defense put up a clip of her that the Shade Room posted an attempt to show the other blogs post that could be a considered negative about Megan Thee Stallion. She agreed that it's a negative platform, of course. And Milagro's attorney asked Meg, and Milagro ran the Shade Room. She responded, "I don't know," and laughed. Megan Thee Stallion got annoyed with Milagro's team. And that's the thing, too. And I went on mine with this because he said that they brought up Nicki. And he was like, they were just trying to bring up Nicki in this whole situation to go viral on Twitter and get some likes for this child. Megan testified that she never had a fight with Kelsey over Tory Lanez. She also said she never knew Kelsey had a relationship or a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. All she knew was Kelsey liked Tory, but Tory didn't like her. But Kelsey had a boyfriend at the time, which she did, which is not who she married to, with her baby daddy. So, I mean, we still trying to figure out why they weren't friends at the time anyway, which is crazy to me because, first of all, let's make it be clear, like, girl, we been said that. And people were sitting here, no, she did, she that. No, that was the whole case. Homegirl wanted her cake and eat it too. That was just Kelsey. Even Kelsey said that. Now she is married to this man and had his child, and she probably could be pregnant with another one, child. We don't know. We don't know. Okay. So that's what happened today, honey. He is supposed to be going live soon. But just to let y'all know, this don't look good for Milagro. Yeah, I don't know now. I don't know, y'all, but I'm going to keep y'all updated. All right, now let's go political before we get into the mess. because I got some tea. You got to sip on your tea a little later because this is getting good. We got a lot of people talk about it. If you are a nurse, please come in here. This is very important. If you are a nurse, bring your booty cells in here. Number one, don't get upset by this, okay? Don't get upset. Don't get upset. And y'all work hard for y'all degrees. And for these people to not acknowledge y'all degrees is very saddening because I know what it entails too. You got to learn your medications. You got to know this and that. And I'm finna read it to y'all, okay? Department of Education. Proposal remove graduate students and other health programs from professional degree list. Hundreds of thousands of students could be impacted. The U.S. Department of Education under the President D.J. Trump, one big beautiful bill, has opposed removing graduate nursing, public health, and other health-related programs to the federal government's list of professional degrees. This matter because professional degree status affects student loan rules. Losing the classifications could mean lower federal fund loan amounts, fewer payment protections, and higher overall costs for students in these programs. Many may be pushed into private loans with higher interest rates. More than 260,000 students currently enrolled in these health fields could be impacted. Nursing and health organizations, including the American Nurse Association and American Association of Colleges of Nursing, says that the change could make advanced nursing school harder to afford and worsen existing shortages, especially in rural and underserved communities. The proposal is not yet finally approved, but if it approved, the rule wouldn't take effect until 2026. This is why I was telling people, y'all sitting here thinking he gonna save y'all, and y'all come over here. And we know immigrants, black and brown, no matter who you are, come and get their nursing degree, and that's how they eat, that's how they live and take care of their children. They are now being affected. People that have to go to the hospitals will be affected. That means that there wouldn't be nurses, so we don't know what's going to entail with these people. It's very sad because what the hell? And I hope it does not pass. There's a lot of things working in our favor not to be passed, and I hope that is one of them. And before we get to trash talking in the tea, honey, in the Congress meeting. All right. Coast Guard denies report that it will no longer classify swastikas as hate symbols. Now, that happened, and also I want to let y'all know hate crime is going he's trying to see if he can get hate crime hate crime, which is being strange fruit that we've been seeing a lot, that it will not be considered a hate crime anymore. I want to let y'all know that he's trying to keep that from being a hate crime, but he's supposed to be doing something good. These are the signs of people not paying attention, but let's continue. It says the Coast Guard denies a report by the Washington Post that will no longer classify swastikas and nooses as hate symbols. The claims that the U.S. Coast Guard will no longer classify swastikas or nooses or other extreme imageries as prohibited symbols are categorically false. This symbol has been removed, prohibited in the Coast Guard per policy. Okay. Officials explained that the word hate incident no longer appears in the Coast Guard policy, but that does not mean these symbols are not harmful. According to the Coast Guard, swastikas and nooses, along with other symbols of hate, are prohibited from the Coast Guard and must be immediately reported and removed. Now let's get to the tea that happened today. Child, it got crazy. So we know about KKK Caroline. We know about her. I'm gonna play this, child. How she walked off, child, getting that.
Democrats in that video. That's actually not what they
Hold on.
said.
Oh, wait, go back.
Decide.
But the president has
Chris,
frequently, but Caroline, can I just follow up? The president and the vice president, for that matter.
All right, hold on. KKK Caroline lies her way through a defense of the President Trump. Levant, the president, called for the deaths, unaliving of Democrat members of the Congress Congress because they told the military to defy legal orders. A reporter pushed back and clarified that Democrats in that video told members of militaries that they did not have to follow illegal orders. Caroline Leavitt said that they were suggesting the president would give legal orders, and that is enough to call the execution. So now he wants to unalive y'all Democrats in the Congress. You see how propaganda and hate speech starts? Let's continue.
Or have accused the other side of encouraging political violence. Isn't that exactly what the president is doing when he says that members of Congress should be killed?
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence? They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders. Every single.
Now she got this way, y'all, because she's got to wipe that old man tail soon enough after she done gave him a child, 1 or 2. So now she busy finna wiping his tail.
Illegal order.
But they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not. Every single order that is given to this United States military by this commander-in-chief and through this chain of command, through the Secretary of War, is lawful. And the courts have proven that. This administration has an unparalleled record at the Supreme Court because we are following the laws. We don't defy court orders. We do things by the books. And to suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is.
KK, you lying up there, baby. You don't do everything by the book. We see how y'all operate. You don't do a damn thing by the book. You sitting up here lying and caping and dancing and taptoeing. You're lying.
Is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do. And they should be held accountable. And that's what the president wants to decide.
So you want to but Caroline, can I just follow up? The president and the vice president, for that matter.
Stop. This isn't the 1800s. This ain't the early 1900s, baby. Trying to underline somebody is like you starting mess because you don't know who these people is. Like, for real. You calling for a mess.
And you will hear more about that later. Thank you.
Misquoted Democrats in that video.
It says Caroline Leavitt took on a handful of questions during a brief and left after being at the podium for only 15 minutes. She lied her way through a defense of Trump, and as she walked away, CNN chief correspondent Caitlin Collins fact-checked her. I know that's right. Shout out to Caitlin. Caitlin Collins, baby. She said that is not what they said.
That's actually not what they said.
And you will hear more about that later. Thank you.
Misquoted Democrats in that video. That's actually not what they said.
Let me tell y'all something. The White House correspondents are tired of the disrespect. They're tired of the lying. They're tired of sitting here listening through. Y'all got to imagine what they go through every day, y'all. They have to sit here and listen to these people. They have to listen to every lie, and they're tired. Now, another thing that's debunking lies is, honey, I should have saved the best for last, but we gonna just do this. So my girl Jasmine called out Miss Kristi Noem, the money snatching woman. Baby, I gotta let y'all see this because shout out to Jasmine Crockett, honey. And I don't care who don't like it. She did just. So it says DHA Kristi Noem has been getting rich off of her position in the Trump administration, lining the pockets of her close friends. Representative Jasmine Crockett put out the corruption on blast, as she should, because I've been told y'all. Hold on.
Noem has funneled millions of dollars.
Hold on. I want y'all to hear this.
Not only has Secretary Noem been busy filming propaganda ads, she's also been busy cashing in on millions of taxpayer dollars. In fact, Secretary Noem has funneled millions of dollars to a company called the Strategy Group. The Strategy Group helped Secretary Noem win her campaign to become the governor of South Dakota. Corey Lewandowski, her top policy advisor, has worked with the firm. And the company's CEO is married to Secretary Noem's chief spokesperson, Mrs. Tricia McLaughlin. This is what corruption looks like. They're stealing money from the American people's pockets and depositing it into their bank accounts, Kristi Noem. Not only has Secretary
So when I sat here and told people that a $2 million jet that they can't sit their butt in, that's who brought it with the taxpayer money while people were sitting here hungry. On top of that, hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick. And then we're going to play my girl after this. And then we're going to get into the TT, the hot spanking tea. So from what is being said, Mr. Al Green, he wants to file articles of impeachment. This is Al Green, not the singer, the man in Congress. He wants to fund it. Now, it is said that Representative Al Green had a press conference this morning saying that he would be bringing articles of impeachment to Congress before the break for the holidays. Democrats have reluctant to support impeachment while the minority of Green, give me a minute, y'all. To support impeachment while they're still a minority, but Green cannot wait until 2027. So I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna play one more thing and then we're gonna move on to the TT.
United States House of Representatives before the Christmas break. I pledge to you, I will bring those articles of impeachment to the attention of the Congress of the United States of America before the Christmas break. The movement continues. This is not a moment in time. This is a movement for all time. And those who have the courage to stand for liberty and justice for all, you are a part of this movement. You may not know it, but you are. Those who believe that government of the people, by the people, for the people is a necessity in a democracy, you are a part of this movement. So let us not forget that if we are to maintain what has been given to us, we inherited this democracy. And if we are to maintain this democracy, we have to do more than the United States.
All right. Well, that's what they want to do. They want to send it in. I don't know how that's going to go. But let's wait and see what happens, y'all. Let's wait and see what happens. Oh, wait a minute. What did I just read? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Come on now. I need to run a little slow. Well, shout out to Heads Why Kevin. Did he say, wait, what happened? So agents are now targeting North Carolina, and they're also knocking on New Jersey doors. And now they're using the black men of the agents to do it. Okay, so if you know anybody in New Jersey, they're just coming up to your house. Trump will meet with New York City Mayor-elect Manadani in the official house on Friday. Oh, this is going to be interesting. What? Senator Murphy said maybe it's time to pick a effing side. And Trump done signed his own demise, child. We'll see what them Epstein files look like if they really gonna release them, child, because we know they're probably gonna be doctored since he signed it. All right, let me go into one last thing, and then we're gonna hit our TT because the tea pot is almost done cooking. Now listen, I want y'all to come in like y'all coming in and staying in because I got other tea we're gonna talk about. So the teapot is cooking. Just give it some time. It's almost done. It's taking a little minute, but it's almost gonna be good and ready with seasoning, okay? And sugar.
So at this point in the game, they're making it very clear, extremely clear, what type of time they on, how they moving, what their thought process is. And it's no longer like them playing in our face. It's literally them performing and letting the people know. This is how we move it. We have tried to tell y'all. And we tried to give y'all a warning. Y'all didn't take it. We realized most of y'all are slow. So boom, we just gonna slowly but surely roll out the program. So this is a time where critical thinking skills really come in handy. I'm gonna try to explain something to y'all real quick. So please stay with me. This the deal. A lot of times in history, what we know about history has already happened. So we know the ending first, right? We know how bad it got first, what the effects of it was first, but we don't see the slow rollout into the problem, right? Now, it's signs and red flags and stuff get on the way there, but because a lot of times this is a situation that people never seen before, it's hard for you to believe that, oh, we're going to take it there. And then all of a sudden we take it there and now we spent years and years to try to reverse it, right? So I hope that makes sense. I'm saying that to say that, let me explain this situation. What the U.S. Coast Guard has done is change its language in its civil rights manual, right? Its policy manual. So previously, symbols such as Anunu, Anusi, right? Swati, you feel me? Things like that, that if you've seen somebody had it or display that, you'll be like, oh, you hate me for real. You hate me for real. That's crazy. You know, y'all lost that. Okay, but that's what type of time you're on. That'll make you do, like, you know, have that type of reaction, right? They used to be classified as potential hate incidents, rightfully so. The language has now been adjusted in the manual to claim that these type of symbols are potentially divisive. So now add this to the fact that this administration has been very clear, especially within our military, that they getting rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? That we're not trying to make sure everybody is cool. It is what it is. If you don't feel included, you don't feel like it's good, you don't feel like we appreciate you or we want you here, it is what it is. We'll know to tell you we're not playing those games, right? In addition to, the administration within the military has already paused or revised harassment prevention trainers, right? So this is like a little subtle way, because why else would you change the language? It was perfectly fine. You wear some stuff like that, you display some stuff like that, we know what type of time you on. So if you bold enough to be out there like that, you know what type of time you on. You feel me? So as opposed to being like, if you display some stuff like that, you out of pocket, that can get you nuffed on real quick. They basically trying to soften the blow. Like, I mean, somebody could be mad if they seen that, but you know, it is what it is. It just, you know, hey, we'll look at the situation and see, do it really warrant all that? And what they saying is that Pete been out here saying, like, you know, a lot of these rules that we had in the military, it was a problem for the military. Like the military can't even be ready to get active the way it need to be active to bust a mission. It's messing up our mission readiness. Bruh, how many missions have you been on for real?
None.
How many missions? Okay, so boom. So at this point,
He ain't been on none. He ain't been on none. I don't care. He ain't been on none. So yeah, man, I'm a little concerned myself. Y'all know I got that is in the office. Basically, you know, he's been not in the office, but he's been in making service and whatever. So, you know. So that's just how I feel about it. Another thing is I want to talk about Nigeria at some point, but I'm not going to, because I'm tired of having this conversation with certain Nigerians that don't understand what's really going on and obtuse. But I want to play this for you, what Joanne Reed had to say, just to let you know what exactly is going on.
Which is used frequently by white nationalists.
And yes, the president reposted this. He sure did.
Who like to reference the Crusades. He tweeted that Democrats should be hung. Hang them. George Washington would, ! And look who retweeted him on his A Truth Social. You see it, right? You see it? Because I see it. I just want to make sure that you see it. You see what he tweeted?
All right, y'all. We finna move on, child. That's a hot mess. All right, we finna go into this tea. Then we're gonna go into some other tea. So y'all just get ready to sit down and drink your cup of tea. So y'all remember Wendy and her husband, Eddie Ufasu, they were coming around saying that, hey, CC Life, they were coming out saying that, hey, they have alias. They're using alias. They're doing this and they're doing that, right? Well, her team has spoke about that. That is not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Hold on, y'all. That's not true. They don't use alias. They don't do things like that. They don't oppose to that, right? Okay. This has been debunked and denied. So from Real Housewives of Potomac, that is the second person that is under investigation for arrest. So I'm going to read y'all what it says. It say Wendy and her husband, Eddie, are speaking about the insurance fraud case against them. On Instagram, the couple shared a statement from their legal team calling out that they say is biased and unfair treatment by authorities. At the outset, police failed to properly investigate the initial burglary, despite clear indications of the break-in displays and clear bias against the Ofeso family. The Ofesos heard nothing about silence from police for over 18 months, despite complete corroboration and requests for updates. They also criticized the recent public release of the private financial information. We believe it is deeply unjust for the Sheriff's Office and the Office of the State Attorney for Carroll County to publicly expose confidential financial information about Eddie and Wendy. What was most disturbing is that the state appears to have began investigating after only charging Ofeso, which is a highly irregular approach that raises serious concerns about the motive for fairness. Their team denied allegations that they were alias to hide federal financial activity. The Ofesos have never used an alias of any financial application. This allegation is false and misleading. Such names were used for the delivery of the packages following their lawful purchase to safeguard the identity of every public figure. So they said at the outset, police failed to well, we just read what they said, right? But basically they're saying, listen, they didn't properly investigate it. They're telling our business. They're letting people know what we have in our pockets. They're telling people that she used Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy and coming up with this stuff. And they're basically saying, no, baby, that ain't the case. We don't need to use an alias. People know who we are, and that is what it is. And that's exactly what just happened. Now, I hope this work out in their favor. I don't know. We're going to wait. But if not, they going to jail. Okay. Where's Netta? Oh, they're right here. So we talked about this yesterday about Charles and Netta. Charles and Netta, basically, we done heard some things about caught cheating and stuff of that nature. Well, Charles decided to go on somebody TikTok live at the time. And when they went on the live, they decided to go on the live and this happened. Let me see if I can pull it up. Come on. Okay. So he went on this guy, and Free Charles and Lily took this. So we're gonna share this screen.
Yep, I'm a goofy. I'm a goofball.
They dare you. See, they ain't talking about shit.
I'm laughing at y'all because I get direct deposits.
Hello. Hello.
There it is. Another page is banned. She says she don't want it back. Even though I do be like, I be telling her to get it back. Like, I do something with it. She said no. She said fuck it. So I said, these are people, this is my traffic coming in and saying some good, about to most likely say some goofy ass shit or about to say some goofy ass shit.
All right. Now this what happened.
Beautiful
today.
right there. The beauty and loving Mrs. Netta. Y'all see that?
Who the fuck is that?
Even got diamond earrings on. Gorgeous. Yeah. So this what I look at nighttime when I'm laying in my bed. Yeah. The beautiful Mrs. Me. Beautiful Mrs. Me. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Beautiful Mrs. Me. Mrs. Me, baby.
Clap if you have no idea who this is. Exactly.
Beautiful, y'all. This is gorgeous. Ain't that gorgeous? That's me. It's me. No, it might look all light skin and stuff, but that's how
no,
the thing look good.
It's not. No.
It's me.
No.
Child. Honey. So I think they really out here, y'all, playing this game. We're together, but we really not. But we really got this going on because she wants the ratings and she wants the attention. And that's just basically what it is. All right. So we talked about them. Now, this is another tea. This one is a little far-fetched. Maybe not, maybe will be. So basically, Brianna is going through a little, I need a DNA. I want a DNA. So they saying that Janelle is asking for a Dana on them chilling. He's saying, listen, allegedly, he went to file for Dana for the children. Now, I told y'all that this man is going to sit here and try to walk and get custody. Walk with me. Get some custody for them chillings because he feel as though Brianna is not a great mom. All that shaking her tail, all her cheeks out, all that stuff, trying to get him back. Now, look, you got another baby daddy filing for custody of the baby. The only one that did not file for custody of them children or do anything to try to get your children is the first baby daddy because he said F them kids. Y'all go watch Lupac and Queen Stat. They got the tea. I'm going to get the tea and we're going to deep dive it tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get over there after this live. That's why I'm not doing this long live today. And we're going to jump over there because I still got to catch up with y'all with the Brene and the, Jesus. In the Korean topic because it's a lot going on, baby, and it's a lot of take up for my stepbrother, my brother-in-law, then take up for myself. Hold on. So we gonna go over there with that. All right. So dang it, I gotta keep the YouTube up. Yeah. Let me go on this side. Okay. So now we finna get into it, but before we talk about Miss Robin Nettleby Jones, she was the lawyer for Akira. Now she did an interview, which is very quick. Before we get into that, we're gonna talk about Brene and how child, honey, we finna get into it. Let me type it in. Hold on. Cause I say what now? Netta the T page. Okay, this is called Netta T page on Facebook. So basically, y'all, Tim is tired of Brene. He's tired of Brene. He tired of her and all that is go with it. Now, Brene Appeal is blaming her former attorney and said Brene, Akira did not prove she didn't prove that she had a genuine marriage, honey. We're going to get into that. So, what's her name? Korean came out. Korean been quiet since her baby daddy asked for a DNA test. She's been really, really quiet. She hasn't said anything. Korean basically, she got to file for it. He filed for a DNA and child support and all that stuff and everything. So everybody was like, okay, she been quiet. She ain't saying that. Well, she did this, child. Hold on, let me share my screen.
Wow, y'all, just because he has a
Listen to this ish.
I just saw on Facebook, like, everybody's talking about how Tim is built. Wow, y'all, just because he has a big butt, oh my gosh. So,
Korean, why are you defending this man more than your sister?
Like, where are the women that used to love men with big butts? Like, it's never that serious. And I believe he's an athlete. Like, he lift weights. I think y'all just hating because y'all wish y'all butt was as big as his, honestly. Shoot, I wish my butt was as big as his. I ain't even gonna cap it. But, like, y'all are body shaming, like, even how I'm built, I'm top heavy. I ain't, you know what I'm saying, how my butt is shaped or how, I'm big or whatever the case may be. Like, the weird comments, like, yeah, take up for your man. Take up for your baby daddy. He's neither one. Okay, let's really be real. He's my brother-in-law, and y'all act like I can't take up for my brother-in-law. He's family at the end of the day. It's my kid's uncle at the end of the day. But I wasn't, I'm taking up for him. Of course I am, but, like, I'm not, like, y'all just drag it. Y'all just drag it. Y'all just drag it, but the big butt. Oh my gosh.
First of all, Korean, you're dragging it because at some point, why do you feel like you got to take up for him? He has a wife to do that. Okay, so obviously Brene wants to do an appeal.
He was found liable and set to pay Akira.
Brene wants to do an appeal for the $100.75 million judgment. We're gonna let Miss Kitty talk about it. Allie Kitten talk about it today.
$1.75 million. Brene is now appealing the alienation of affection lawsuit case where she was found liable and set to pay Akira $1.75 million. Now, she now has an attorney, Michelle Hamilton, and Michelle has filed a notice of appearance and said that she is here for two reasons. She's here to first help with any of the post-trial motions that are filed, but also she is here to file an appeal. Now, the first thing that she has asked for is the audio recordings from the entire case. So basically what is happening here is this was a jury trial. Brene represented herself. She was pro se. So it's not going to be so simple as saying the judge made a mistake.
Right.
They're going to listen to this entire case and try to find what grounds they want to argue for their appeal. They're trying to look for any kind of mistake, any kind of legal error. Now, this is basically letting us know the appeal is going to happen. This does not mean the appeal is granted. This does not change the fact that Brene was found liable and she is still set to pay $1.75 million as of right now. Now, as soon as I have some more information regarding this, I will let you all know, but this is the first step to the appeal. Brene is now appealing the alien.
Okay.
Now, she now has an attorney.
Here is the issue. First of all, you appealing for something, but I want to tell y'all this, even though Brene, there is evidence that you did it. Brene, y'all finna see Brene going shopping like she finna win this appeal, like she ain't gotta pay this girl. And I hate to tell her, that's not the darn case. We gonna get to that. But baby, you still gonna have to pay. You're still gonna have to pay. Boo Boo Kitty. Like what?
Brene has filed a motion for a new trial, and she is filing this under North Carolina's Rule 59. She says that the trial was not fair. Y'all, this motion is loaded, and she is blaming her former attorney, Andre McDavid. So basically, she has said that Andre McDavid had previously represented her and had really done no work, and that he dropped her right before this case started, so she had no time to prepare herself. She said that he didn't do no interrogatories, he didn't try to get any evidence, he didn't do any discovery. And he had asked multiple times to be removed from this case. And because he did not do it properly, the judge denied it. But then he asked orally and it was granted. But here is my issue with that.
My issue is this, though, Brene, you decided to take this on by yourself. So why would you think you finna win an appeal when you finna waste your coin on getting this lawyer? Just pay the darn girl. You hate her that much?
The judge granted him removing himself as of May. That was over 5 months from the trial date. On top of that, they were stating it was because Brene said that she could not afford to pay him. Brene even signed a motion in October of 2024 asking that her lawyer remove himself. So she literally asked for him to be removed first, and then he started to put in the orders to be removed himself. Y'all, it doesn't make sense, honestly. Now, she said this put her at a big disadvantage because Akira had a full legal team and she was left representing herself with not enough time to prepare for this trial. And she sums it up by saying that they didn't show any proof that showed the marriage still had genuine love and affection, because even Akira got on the stand herself and admitted that Tim had already cheated on her. Y'all, I do not see this working, because even if Tim did cheat on her, that cheating situation did not end her marriage. It did not cause them to get a divorce, and Tim is not with that person. I don't see them winning this, but as soon as I have some more information, I will let you all know.
Child, Brene is not finna win that, y'all. Brene might as well pay that girl her money. Now, we're going to slide up because we talked about that yesterday. So this is Brene. I want y'all to pay attention to her page. And this is her fake account, because guess how I know? She blocked me off one of these fake accounts. Yep. And that's the one that's been cussing people out. She has 6 of them. Talking to Kara. And remind you, these are the 6 accounts that Brene has used under her comments. All right. Now let's go into this. Pay attention to this, y'all.
Brene, would you ever get short nails? The answer was heck no. Look at me now. I'm a mom. I'm an aunt. I am all of the above. I use my hands more than I did before.
Brene, you are not pregnant. You are a stepmother from hell. I don't understand why you tell these people that you're a mom. You are a stepmother. Them are not your damn kids. They did not come out your uterus, and he does not have custody of those children. Stop the press.
So that's another reason why I go like short or medium length now. Don't get me wrong, I can still rock the long nails. I just choose not to. That's just my preference. Okay, I just don't want to right now.
He don't want to.
I'm always like my youngest baby. He's a couple months, okay? So he's still baby, and I watch them. I'm with them, and I don't want, you know what I'm saying? So yes,
it's a shame.
I need short nails. But anywho, I just had to come on here and show you it was a late night appointment. My nails are eating. These are so stinky cute. I have not had my nails done like this junked out, even though they're short, in a cool little minute. And I'm feeling them. Like I am feeling my nails. Yeah. Brene, would you ever get short nails? The answer was heck no.
And she is not the mother to them kids. She was really trying to be slick. She is psychotic. Now, this is the one that's real important. He is sick of her. Just watch. It's
TJ now. The good thing is we came in for less than 5 items, and we're leaving here with less than 5 items. Or 6 items, I guess. I don't know. But we didn't come here and splurge or anything of the sort. Double my lace. It's hot. I look a mess right now. I have no mascara on, so I look like, I don't know. But it's okay. Next stop, I believe it's probably going to be Burlington. So stay tuned for that. And then, what else? I don't know, maybe shoe show, because I need some shoes. Now we're literally in Best Buy right now. I literally had to cut my lace with freaking cuticle nippers. But in Best Buy, in front of Geek Squad, I guess, because my camera, I'm trying to see if we can get it fixed. Hopefully we can. Hopefully they don't charge a freaking arm and leg just to figure out what's going on. I'm on my hair. But that been with me. He's not approachable.
No matter what?
Approachable.
Okay.
My bad.
That's what else you say.
Oh, brother.
Don't make it about you.
It's always about me. It will forever always be about me.
You're right.
This year. It's my world. You're just living in it.
That man is sick of her. That man is sick of her. Tim is tired of her. It's not going to end well. I don't know why people think that this going to work. She's going to lose him how she got him. Now, Robin B. Netta Jones did an interview with Harley Initiated about this case. It's 5 minutes. It's going to be talked about, so I'm finna share the screen and let y'all see. It's just 5 minutes, but let's get into it. This case has really made worldwide.
Brene and Tim wed. In the suit, Akira Montague claimed Brene used her online influence as a weapon. The affair also caused damage to her health and deprived her kids of a two-parent household.
And it was nothing but lies.
Renee Montague, who represented herself in court, slammed the verdict, saying Akira Montague knew her marriage was over and allowed the affair.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
Whew. Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, in the building with my co-host, Ryan Catchings.
What's pop? It's crazy because we're back on another Wednesday, 7 p.m. I think we was 7 p.m., maybe a couple minutes late. Are we getting better, y'all? Let us know we're getting better. But let me tell you what is going to be excellent tonight, and that's this show, because we got a very special guest and a very special case. Because if you guys seen that clip, and we're going to run it one more time for people to just get in, there was a huge groundbreaking case and award that was just granted to the young lady that you seen, Akira Montague, just recently. And we actually have the expert legal counsel joining us tonight. We're going to talk about that in a second. But Tyshawn, you got something to share as well.
Absolutely. So
Exactly,
everybody, if you're ready,
right.
go ahead, drop ready in the chat right now as we go ahead and get to it. All right, all super chats tonight, y'all. If you go ahead and put them here, we'll read it out on the show. No questions for tonight, but we'll make sure we read all super chats out. All right, and just so y'all know, before we get into the show, my creators, I know some of y'all frustrated. You're putting your videos out, it ain't getting the motion, posting inconsistently, content not converting. Well, guess what, y'all? Your boys is out here guiding you. Me and Ryan, we know exactly how that feels. That's why we
got a
open
podcast.
Full scope and context of what's going on. And so this is a Durham County. This is Durham County, North Carolina. A jury awarded $1.75 million to Akira Montague after she sued TikTok influencer Brene Montague, because she's now the wife, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get clarity on that.
Okay.
For alienation of affection and criminal conversation. That's criminal conversation. We got to find out what that is.
Yeah.
Too. Okay. The case relied on North Carolina's alienation of affection law, which is rare because only a few states allowed it, which I'm sure contributed to the virality of the case. And just to give you the scope, Akira was actually seeking $3.5 million in damages. So this was actually, I mean, even huger than the 1.75, right? Brene Kennard is the TikTok influencer. She has over 3 million followers on TikTok, about close to 300,000 on Instagram. And the ex-husband, Akira's ex-husband, Tim Montague, was actually Brene Kennard's manager, which of course adds to the complexity of the relationship dynamics. Okay, and this is another thing. I think this was we got to get.
A lot of people like saying that he wasn't her manager. We still don't have the questions. I don't think he was managing anything but sleeping with her. So let's make that clear. I'm just saying. But
some detail on this too, if this was also presented in court. But Brene Kennard was also married to Tim's first cousin. So this is like a whole family affair type of situation. But pretty much the lawsuit alleged that Tim and Brene were romantically involved while Tim was still married to Akira.
Okay.
And the relationship was not only like privately at their home, but also publicly via the social media content.
Okay.
And so this case is full of, jam-packed. It says 700 pieces of evidence, which comes in form of text, videos, and posts.
Go to Ms.
And at the end of the day, the jury.
Here we go.
To Robinetta Jones here on Hardly Initiated. Welcome to the platform.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. We
And you
glad to
did
have
a
you.
great take of the case. For you not to be an attorney, you did a great job.
Okay, good. Little research.
Yeah. Research goes a long way. You did a great job.
and listen, the research continues here because, I want you, he threw out some facts, and you got to help us because attorneys be bad at this. You got to talk to us like we never heard law ever in our lives. So I talk to us like regular people. Could you explain this case in a way that we can understand this on a high level?
Well, you want me to explain it so that everyone can understand it.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So what you have is a claim for alienation of affection. So what that means is that there was a third party that interfered with your marriage. And as a result of the interference, you're no longer married to that person or you're separated from that person. So that third party interfered so much that you lost the love and affection of your spouse. That's essentially what it is.
So that third party interfered, that you lost the affection of your spouse, and you have to prove in court that affection was lost through this third party.
Absolutely.
Now I see why 700 pieces of evidence.
Right. And it's literally right. It's literally that's stole your man.
Yes.
That's literally what
you
that
have
is.
to think about it. Once someone starts sleeping with another person, then they may or may not start sleeping with their spouse or keep sleeping with their spouse. You never know. So that means that that affection that you once shared with your spouse is no longer there. The third party has. That's the third party is who they're sleeping with, kissing, going on vacations with, spending money on. So this is a very important law in the state of North Carolina.
And now there was also criminal conversation.
Right, right.
So break down criminal conversation for us.
Okay, for people that's not attorneys, criminal conversation is simply having sex with someone's spouse.
Okay.
There's a lot of people having criminal conversations out there.
That's all it is. A lot of people think it's like criminal charges. No, it's criminal conversation because in our great state of North Carolina, they believe in protecting the sanctity of marriage. So when they sleep with a third party, guess what? That third party can be sued. But a lot of people don't know or think just because you sue the third party means you can't sue your spouse as well. You can do both at the same time.
I need everybody to lean into this conversation here, because just know it's going to be a lot of game given in this conversation. We got 300 people in the chat. The chat is growing, 330 people. Did you want to run that video before we went into it one time?
I want to run it again. So because we just got, the legal understanding of what happened. I want to run the video so they can really see.
It's going to hit a little different this time.
I would agree.
Let's go ahead. Run that video back one more time, Robinetta. Be patient with us.
That's the sound of a $1.75 million cheer coming just moments after court was adjourned. Akira Montague embraced her attorney, Robinetta Jones, as dozens of supporters yelled from the sidelines. Akira Montague's lawsuit, filed in Durham County Court, accuses Brene Montague, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her then husband, Tim. That affair then turning to marriage when Brene and Tim wed. In the suit, Akira Montague claimed Brene used her online influence as a weapon. The affair also caused damage to her health and deprived her kids of a two-parent household.
And it was nothing but lies.
Brene Montague, who represented herself in court, slammed the verdict, saying Akira Montague knew her marriage was over and allowed the affair.
I hope they asked her when she said that, how does she feel? Because I want to know how she felt hearing, she'll never see that. She'll never see that money. I want to know how she felt.
Fair.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
There you have it. For all the people familiar with this case, drop me in the chat, because this was one of the biggest cases in social media history. So I know a lot of people heard of it, which is why we're bringing it to Harlan Initiative. You asked us to do it, and we're doing it in the most qualified way with attorney Robinetta here. And I want to get right into it because some of her time is limited tonight. I'm gonna put that press on attorney Robinetta tonight to get as long as we can, because this sister is busy right now. But let's go ahead and jump straight into it.
Well, because I want to find out, of course, Robinetta, how you got involved in the case. But real quick, I just want to let the audience know I dropped the link to the law offices of Robinetta Jones inside the chat. You can also find it in the description, because we literally got people saying, I need you, Robinetta. So I went ahead and dropped that.
Lord
but
have
I'm gonna
mercy.
ask maybe it's not so obvious to me, because I'm kind of confused. You had a whole crowd of people celebrating after the judgment. Who were those people?
So that was people that just interested in the case. So what happened was, after we filed in the state of North Carolina, the paperwork hit the internet. And so the Miss Kennard, she went online and talked about the case and just talked about everything for a year and a half, where my client was instructed to remain silent. And so it just increased in people wanting to know more about it and public interest. So people actually ended up showing up to the case and reporting. And they would go on breaks and report, and they would say everything that was said in the courtroom. And it was a lot of public interest in this case, more than I thought.
That's That's incredible.
Well, first off, where she messed up, because I heard it in the other one, she was really representing herself already. We had enough attorneys on here to know
that's never a good idea.
That's a no. You better get you a attorney, Robinetta.
Right. So, okay. So understood. It went.
Well, it's
just,
only one me, but yes, I would recommend getting an attorney at any time.
Understood. And guys, listen, I want you to know by the end of this episode, we really want you to understand the warning signs that a relationship is at risk, okay? And the practical steps to protect yourself. And so, Robinetta, start us here. How did you initially get involved in the case?
Well, my client came and had a consultation, and she decided that she wanted to hire me. So I'm well versed in family law and making sure that my clients receive the results that they want. And I felt her pain, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to represent her, and here we are.
Understood. And I know it, that, you know, some of these questions may be a little tricky for you, you know, as you know, you still are representing Miss Akira, but is it possible for you to take us back in any way to that first call and kind of let us know what that first call was like with her?
Well, I would say it's just with any of my clients, when someone comes to you in family law, and especially alienation of affection or criminal conversation, someone is hurting. And it's my job to see how I can help. And that's what I did.
So what was I'm sorry, go ahead.
So with alienation of affection, you have to see, do you want the truth out, or, you know, what exactly do you want? And most people want the truth. And for someone to be hurt and the third party to continuously post with the husband and attempt to humiliate, embarrass her, then of course, then that person wants to take some type of action.
And when you consider this, because I want people to kind of get a picture of the backstory of their relationship. How long were they married at this point where you get a call?
Well, at the point that I got a call, I believe they were married about over, I'm gonna say 3.5 years, just off the top of my head.
Wow.
Okay. And was it
2 to 3 years?
Was it any level of detail around when things started to, you know, when she really started to see things change in the relationship?
Well, whenever you feel that a person's love and affection is pulling away from you and feel like it's going somewhere else, then of course, any wife or husband will try to figure out when exactly and where it's going.
Now you got one side of things where you know, like you mentioned, Brene Kennard, she's online, you know, she's sharing, you know, different things, what's happening, flaunting in this way, like flexing in this way, this relationship she's in. But then you got, you know, like you said, your client, you know, Mr. Kier was advised, hey, you know, let's just, you know, keep this private. And so, you know, from that regard, when you have to keep something like that so private, you know, could you share with us, you know, what you saw in terms of what her emotional and mental state was while all this was going on?
Well, I would say that at the point where someone is being bullied online and they're not able to speak their truth, I believe it could be hard for anyone, but you have to know, and I believe in God, that you have to believe in peace be still. And so at some point, you have to know that your truth will come out. And I always advise my client, just hold on, your truth will come out, and I will make sure that it came out. And that's what it did. It was so many people reporting that everything that was going on in the trial and her side of the story, because during a 1.5 years that this has been going on, my client never said anything about the actual lawsuit.
Okay. And I'm curious about this too, because I know from having the few divorce attorneys we've had, you guys deal with, and I was telling you before we got on the show, y'all probably see, you know, more couples than some therapists. And y'all see marriages in all types of shape. And infidelity, y'all see all the time. Have you noticed there to be some patterns in these marriages when infidelity kicks in? Is it common things that they call and communicate about in these consultations that they're seeing happen that are consistent in conversation?
Well, I would say majority of the time, people think that infidelity is the biggest cause of divorce, but I would say in general, it's also finances as well. People not being truthful about the finances and what's going on and hiding money, because that's very important as well to marriage. Also, when it comes to infidelity, I would say changing the passcodes, not being truthful about the location, the the one that's very important, not coming home when you're supposed to. That triggers red flags and people's antennas, and they want to figure out where that partner is.
Got it. And I guess at the point you got this call, were all of those things present in this current relationship?
No, not at this point.
Finances. Did finances also play a part in this relationship here? Was that one of the issues?
Well, a lot of marriages have financial issues and infidelity. And when you are married and you do not have money, it is hard to maintain that marriage.
That's facts. That's 100% facts.
You know, this is I'm just something I'm very curious about the award amount. You know, that the 1.75 million. How do you even know that that's an amount that you can go after?
And actually, you went after 3.5, wasn't it?
Right.
So what happens is you make a decision on how much you believe that a person is worth, or you're able to sue them from.
Hey, we are talking about. We're talking. This is Romanetta Jones with the Hardly Initiated. She is discussing about little details of what happened with the Brene and Akira case, and you just missed it. Well, Brene, Tim is sick of Brene, and you can go check that out. You can rewind it back, girl. He's sick. When I say he's sick of Brene, he's sick of Brene, baby. He got a whole attitude, her and everything, face smile and everything. And we talk about how Brene is trying to appeal her judgment, and it ain't gonna work.
And make that decision to file a complaint.
See, now that's interesting, because I'm sure you personally as an attorney wouldn't even take on certain cases unless you believe that this person is worth a certain amount of money, correct?
Yes, because alienation of affection cases, I tell people all the time, they are very expensive in attorney fees, and you have to believe that they are worth it. You either, want someone to take accountability, or you believe that they have money.
So what did you see? What did you see, and how can somebody else in this situation, what might they need to look for to see if the mistress or the third party that might be interfering with their marriage could be somebody that can qualify for a case like this?
You're welcome.
Well, that's something you can consider: a person's assets, house, car, how much money.
Now, remind y'all, she already looked into her finances. They did not use it in court. She looked into the finances. And she knows what Brene can afford. Now, Brene is shopping like she gonna win this appeal, which I don't know why she think that, because you're not. It proved it. So when she got all the information she needed, it proved it. The only thing Brene probably, now remember y'all, Brene now has a lawyer. Ain't that shocking? But here is the thing. It shows proof that she did do this. She could have, if she would have had a lawyer before then, she would have settled. Now she trying to blame the lawyer, as we saw in May, that he was already saying he didn't want to be her lawyer no more. But she's saying it's his fault that she lost the case. After the case, I find it funny that you got you a new lawyer. That's why she's not going to win that either. Because she's blaming it on her old lawyer instead of getting a lawyer.
You think they make, because you really don't know until you do the discovery process, and then you figure out how much a person makes. But if you believe that they have some money or they're well off, then you can do what is called discovery as attorneys.
They're making that check.
Right. You just got to pull in front of the crib and just start taking notes. See what they got going over there.
Oh wait, that's that GLE.
Right.
Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so it's the discovery process. Is it like, how deep does that process get? Is it, because I know we laughing about that, but is it just pulling up some things on a computer, or does it really even get to putting boots on the ground, really looking at a person's real life to really see how they living, to also be a part of how we confirm this person's net worth?
The boots on the ground. You have to ask questions, and I was subpoenas, interrogatories. Interrogatories are like questions that a person has to answer, and they have 30 days to respond. So that's what you can do if you are initiating the discovery process.
Wow. Okay, so because you got me thinking now, I'm thinking about the 700 pieces of evidence. So I would imagine, this is
Everyone always brings that up.
yeah, and so I'm assuming it's probably a lot of, well, what did this compose? I just assume a lot of text threads because there's a bunch of text that can be sent. So when it says 700 pieces of evidence, like what is a piece of evidence in this case?
So when you're doing alienation of affection cases, it could be photos, text messages, videos, anything that can prove that there was love and affection in the marriage.
Okay.
And all of that.
Now that makes sense, but now that's got me thinking because, if you compiling that much information, listen, I haven't always lived a faithful lifestyle. But, when you get caught doing something, it may be 2, 3, 10 pieces of evidence, So 700, right? Wouldn't you have to continue to I guess, watch this person continue to do the wrong thing to be able to collect that much evidence?
No, because remember, we're talking about love and affection in the marriage. That was between the spouses.
So I guess like each
like text between husband and wife.
So each screenshot, one.
Yeah, like
2,
screenshots,
3.
not with the third party.
Oh, wow.
So when I say photos, I'm not saying photos with the third party until they come in later. But remember, the first prong is called a prong for lawyers is genuine love and affection. You have to show. So that's why I said photos, kissing, hugging, on cruises together or going to Disney, things like that. That shows love and affection.
What was the most
So that's what I meant by that.
What was the most pivotal piece of evidence that you feel like you had of the 700? What was the most pivotal piece that you feel like had a big impact on the verdict of this case?
To be transparent, y'all might not like this answer, all of it, because all of it can prove every single thing that I needed.
Damn,
it's so crazy.
She's very brief and brilliant with these answers.
Hear how these cases are rare. Most people settle or they don't go to trial. And for it to go to trial, I had to make sure that I was able to prove every element of alienation of affection in criminal conversation.
Agree.
And
every little bit helped.
And I just want to make sure. So
now I'm gonna let y'all know. Robinetta has. I'm gonna let it play so y'all can hear exactly what she meant. I didn't want to pause it or anything. This lady is having people in the comments ask her to help them. Imagine how many people, if she can help them with this type of situation. She's a busy woman.
Proving it, the alienation, this hypothetical, I could say something disrespectful to my woman about, let's say, not caring about her in a text thread, and that could be used as proof of the alienation.
Yeah, if you're cheating.
I would say maybe hypothetically, but I wouldn't use that.
She's always weak.
Okay.
I wouldn't use that.
I just want to get
for example, I'm not wishing this on you. You decided to be with another woman, and now your wife is not getting that love and affection. So if
Leanne, I'm gonna come back and probably do it because I'm waiting till it upload with the more discovery of more details of the court that day. It should be uploaded by now. It's a little slow, but I will come back and go deep into it. I went into it again, but we're gonna go deeper into it because I think they done added some more stuff to it.
You are with the other woman going on dates, you're taking her out to eat, you go on vacation, that proves that the love and affection has now been severed. And if you ultimately leave for that person, the bonds of matrimony are gone once you divorce them.
So see, because this is the whole concept is not just that my partner cheated, it's that this person is the reason that my partner no longer has love and affection for me.
Right.
So this even goes one of the reasons. So you have to go even beyond proving that there was just this moment or slip up of infidelity, and this person eventually left me, or was one of the reasons this person left me. And just to be clear for the audience, the current relationship status of those two, because just so we can be clear, guys, he cheated. They were actually friends at one point. Was it friends or cousins? By the way,
If I'm not mistaken, they were let's be
the
specific.
two ladies.
Akira and Brene
friends.
were friends.
They were just
Akira
friends.
and Brene
Are
were
they
friends.
currently still having a relationship? Her ex-husband and Brene, do they still have a relationship?
They're married, correct?
They're married.
Yeah, Brene
Okay.
and Tim are currently married.
And the reason I'm progressing to that, if they were not married, if their relationship did not progress to marriage, would this have been a weaker case, or the fact that they were married actually help the case?
Well, I don't believe the case was weak at all, especially since they're now former spouses. So regardless if they were married or not, they're still not together as husband and wife.
Got it. And this is but and when she initiated the case, were they married at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so literally during the case starting and ending, a whole divorce and remarriage went down during the case.
Before trial, actually.
That's a lot.
That I mean, that's very bold as well. When you think about it,
very bold.
She immediately says, Brene says, "Hey, you just got out of this divorce. We're getting married." Was that just like more evidence? I mean, it just seemed like that was just.
It seemed like it did make the case stronger.
Right.
It would have seemed like that to me. And also, I think that would probably also just generally add to the level of embarrassment. I would say even. Was that a conversation you had? Wasn't because this to me seems embarrassing, because it's one thing to have your business out there that a man has cheated on his wife and now it's in the streets, because that's something you don't even want out in the streets.
Right.
It's another thing for all this to have happened, the cheating, you're with your friend, they're married, and now this being public. Emotionally, I mean, how was this impacting your client?
Well, this is the thing. My client has always said that she's a very private person. And being that all of this was on the internet, and she did not bring it to the internet at all. She did not want anyone discussing the case. And Ms. Kennard brought it on the internet. When it went viral, it was on the internet, and my client was not pleased because she's very private.
Exactly.
However, she knew that she had to make sure her story was going to be told, and it was told during trial.
And when Miss Akira, when she came to you at that point, was the relationship absolutely over? And in general, when people come to you regarding divorce, is the relationship pretty much done?
See, I believe that divorce attorneys, well, I call myself a family law attorney, we get a bad rep, but 9 times out of 10, by the time they come to us, the relationship or the marriage is almost over completely.
Oh, man. Y'all hear what's going on in
Crazy.
here, y'all. Big shout out, by the way, we got, for the people that's just getting in here, I see the chat.
So the thing is, the reason why this kept going was because Brene was stalking Akira, having the children call her mommy, doing all types of things. And she was trying to pull it in her face. And Akira just took her, her lawyer's advice and said nothing. Because if she did, that would mess up her case.
Still growing. We got attorney Robinetta in here out of Raleigh, North Carolina, who just literally won one of the biggest cases online, where we're breaking down one of the most popular cases on the internet. And is the case active? Because I know there was a verdict that we saw, but do you have some new news for us that you can release? Because is the case still actually ongoing at this point?
Well, I can't talk about ongoing litigation.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the relationship aspect of it, because I'm curious about this, and we don't have to talk about Miss Akira specifically, but just in situations, because I know you represent both men and women, in situations where the marriage is coming to close or is ending because of infidelity, are there just some common sense, obvious red flags type of things that once because I'm sure you're getting the full story, of the relationship, that you're just thinking like, hey, this is something that I regularly see. These are red flags that I regularly see that people overlook, and then they eventually end up in my office?
Well, like I stated before, when your partner becomes sneaky, hiding the phone, changing passcodes, you're not like some people share locations if the person turns their location off. And I would say a lot of infidelity happens at work, unfortunately. A coworker that they're around and their work wife or work husband. So when you pay attention to those signs, and also, to be quite frank, anyone with common sense can pay attention to when some changes on them. When that person is not loving you the way that you normally love, not wanting to spend time with you, or becoming more mean towards you, then 9 times out of 10, there's someone else. And they believe they found someone better, but the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Crazy to think about that.
It
They
is.
just start being mean.
Yeah, we actually had a caller call up just last on Teach the Game Thursday and said that's what's happening in her relationship right now. Robinetta, this is a bit of a personal question, but just you being in this line of work, has it just personally made you cynical, about relationships and affected how you personally see and view long-term relationships for your own self?
Absolutely not. I mean, I understand that there are issues in people's marriage, but my parents were together 32 years before my mom passed away. So I know what being loved looked like, how a man is supposed to treat a woman and a woman is supposed to treat a man. I have an amazing sister that's a doctor, and our family, amazing. So I have a father who showed us what love was supposed to be like, and here we are, successful. And I still believe that there is love and true love and soulmates out there, and people should find the right person. What happens is when you don't find the right person, you have to come see me.
And that's what I want to talk about, because realistically, I've even had some friends give me a call for a divorce attorney because they know the line of work I'm in. I have these, great connections. We've had some on the show. Realistically, when should somebody, because I think when you call a divorce attorney, you low-key waging war in some ways. You're bringing a third party into your covenant. When should somebody seriously look to contact you in their marriage?
Well, I believe everyone should do what it takes to stay married. If you exhausted all options, then you should come see me. And also, it takes two to make a marriage or a relationship work. And if you are not being met halfway, then yes, come see the law offices of RBJ, because you can't do it by yourself.
That makes sense. What I want to do too, by the way,
I'm doing it now.
If you down, Robinetta, you want to have a little fun? We got some minutes and some time. I would love to open up the phone lines to allow my people to be able to ask some questions while they have your expertise here in the building. By the way,
and they know this cannot be considered legal advice, right, Robinetta?
Okay, I give out legal advice. I will not get in trouble with the bar.
Okay, yeah.
She talking to y'all as big sis right now.
I'll talk in general or about the state of North Carolina.
And you can just say, you need to call me.
Call me. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that here. If you got some questions here that you would like to ask Attorney Robinetta, you can go ahead, come backstage. You can be anonymous if you like. You know how we get down. Just come be brief and brilliant, but you ain't got much time because it's going to be a short show here for us tonight as we are covering one of the attorneys start talking with their chest.
And they be pissed off.
I like when my attorneys start talking with their.
And that is a stereotype, especially in the African-American community, that men cannot receive custody. That's not true. You just have to be willing to.
I have said it time and time again. It is not true. Men can receive custody. They just have to have things aligned. We have talked about it a lot over here, especially with the Living Gerard situation. He had to do things in order to get his children. And that's why she's mad, because she's full of propaganda, but neither here or there. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Basically, I'm not going to play all of it. How about I'm just going to play this little part, and then you guys can go watch the rest on Hardly Initiated.
And if you are a great father or want to be a great father, then that's what you need to tell the judge. A lot of people associate the courtroom with going to jail, but not family court, unless you violate the order. But if you're fighting for custody, of course, then that's your time to assert your rights and say, hey, I'm the father and I want time with my child.
Yeah.
And I believe that all children need a father and all children need their mother.
I agree. All right, you guys go watch the rest of it on Hardly Initiated. Tomorrow, what am I supposed to do tomorrow? I know I was doing Love is Blind and stuff. Tomorrow I want to have a topic of discussion. Oh Lord Jesus, I see people being led to the pits of hell, and we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm seeing a fan base drive themselves to being Christian, and they are not doing a Christian walk or being educated on it, and they're just doing it, and it's becoming like a badge of honor now. So yes, I'm going to talk about the Barbs again and how I'm watching them walk into acting like they're Christians. And they're not following it, but wearing it as a badge of honor. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about, I'm going to do my live breakdown probably Saturday morning. But I'm going to get some more information about Brianna and Janelle Young. And then we're going to do the Love is Blind live as well. So yeah, y'all, that's what sums it up for what we talked about. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel. Some women will ignore it. They will. Some do. Some just don't. Some just don't want to realize it is what it is. Some just accept it and have like open marriages, but it's too much going on for that. I wonder what y'all think about everything that we talked about in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for joining in. To the new subscribers, I talk about everything over here. We talk about a lot of things from political to music to everything, okay, everything. And everything is an open discussion with respect, okay? I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
It's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Birds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and